Hello, hello, hello. Today we're going to show you 3 ways that you can take care of your lower back. So if you have any kind of lower back pain or you get stiffness through the lower back, this is wonderful. And all of us at some stage need a bit of help with our lower back. So these 3 ways, I'll be showing you different variations. So you just choose one or all, whatever suits you, and just stick with it. Okay, namaste. We'll get started after the intro. Okay, so for the first lower back exercise we're going to do today, you're going to need a strap or not. So it's entirely up to you. I want you to lie down on your back and stretch out both your legs. Now, move your buttock flesh apart and then move your buttocks toward your heels and straighten your legs and flex your feet. That's it. Now move your shoulder blades down your spine and shoulder blades toward each other. Good. Interlace the fingers behind the head and lengthen the neck as you place it down. Beautiful. Pulling in the lower belly and bringing that belly button in toward the floor. Now grab your, put your strap just over your belly in preparation and then interlace your fingers around your right knee. Click. I just got a click in the hip there. All right, so just flexing both feet, just inhaling and exhaling. So that knee is basically coming directly over the nipple line really. So just pulling that knee into the chest. And keeping that left leg still long and straight. Because we do too much sitting, it's important that we learn to straighten our legs as well as bending them. Now just release the grip a little and bring your knee to the outside. So coming out toward the outside the shoulder. So you've moved your knee from over the chest to the outside the shoulder. So just pulling it out to the outside. You might see this a little better when I do the other side of the body. Good. Now bring it back to over the chest. And then get the strap or your hands and put it around your foot. And you're going to just bring that foot so that it is flexed still and the knee is in alignment with the ankle and the thigh. And then just pull that foot down. So if you prefer, you can just bring your fingers around your foot. So you're just really pulling that foot down. So we've got the ankle and the knee in a line. So you'll be feeling quite an unusual sensation at the back of the thigh coming up toward the buttock. Good. Excellent. So let's now bring your hand on the inside of that foot and pull that knee out to the outside of your right shoulder again. So the hand is on the inside of the foot, pulling the knee onto the outside of the right shoulder. Bring your left hand onto your left hip to really press that left hip down. And remember to keep your straight leg strong and flexed. Beautiful. And let's just one more toward the chest and lengthen that leg out. Now feel the difference between the right leg and the left. So for me, the right leg feels longer and more energized. Okay, left leg. So pulling that knee into the chest. So again, if you find one of these better for you, then you just stick with it and you don't need to do the variations. I'm just showing you some different things to try. So pull that knee right in, squeeze it in, squeeze it in, squeeze it in. If you have trouble getting your hands over your shins, some of you may prefer to put your hands around the base of the thigh. So entirely up to you. Good. Now, getting that strap, placing it over the foot, and let's just bring that knee to the outside of the left shoulder. Let's bring it to the outside of the left shoulder. Great. And of course, you don't need to use the strap, you can just pull it in. And now bringing the knee back in alignment with the chest, and then pulling that foot down. So remember, you have the knee in alignment with the ankle and the foot is flexed. So you're trying to not rotate that knee out. Use your left elbow to press your knee in and keep your shoulders coming down toward the floor. Keep the lower belly pulled in and the legs strong, pressing the heel against the floor. Good. Now bring your hand on the inside of that left foot and pull that knee to the outside of your body. So you're trying to get that knee all the way down toward the floor. It won't ever hit the floor. Well, I guess for some people it could possibly happen, but I haven't ever seen it. Right. Good. And then back to straight over the nipple. Good. And then bring both knees together, pulling them both in. And then bringing the hands on the outside of the feet or using the strap just to really pull both knees into the chest. So trying to have your knees together and your buttocks on the floor. Now bring both hands on the insides of your feet and pull your knees down to the outsides. This is also called Happy Baby. If you like, you can do little gentle rocks from the side to side. So it's a really nice posture, this one. So it really works to open up the inner groin and to release the lower back. Beautiful. Okay, so that's the first one. Now, the second one, bring your feet to the floor and your feet are just behind your buttocks, and they're hip width apart. And then just bring your buttocks toward your heels again, pulling in the lower belly so that the lower back comes toward the floor. Bring the shoulder blades down. Now here you will need a block, or possibly two, depending on your height and your flexibility. So with this one, I want you to have the block so that we'll start on the flat plane first, and then we're going to roll up this way. So what's important is that it's the long side going forward, okay? So not the wide side, but the long side going forward. So let's start with it flat first of all, and just place that, excuse me, under your tailbone, okay? So it's sitting on your sacrum and your tailbone, so it's not on your spine, it's between the hips. So you can stay here with your hands flat, so it all depends on your flexibility. And remember to keep the insides of the feet parallel, so slightly bring your heels out. Now, you can inhale and lift your buttocks and bring the block up one more level. So remember the block is vertical, going toward the feet. That's it. And then if you wish, you can bring it up one more level. Now, for some people, depending on their height, they might put a block underneath it to get it a bit higher. So, now remember this is on your sacrum. So you should feel the sacrum being pushed into, like up toward the ceiling. Let's interlace the fingers around the block and bring those shoulders under and lengthen the neck and press down the head to get some nice work through. Press, 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 and release. Good. Excellent. Now from here, start crawling your toes forward and see if you can straighten your legs. Now, if you have a wall in front of you, it's really nice to place it so that your feet are on the wall. So try a couple of different variations with your toes down or your feet flexed. And if you have a wall, that's really good. So we're just going to stay here for a while. Because I don't have a wall, I'm going to bring my toes down. This is very nice with a wall because you can kind of press against the wall as well. So we're just going to stay here for a little while. So remember, what's important is that you're comfortable and that you choose the level that works for you. And just relax onto the block. Because we sit so much, our configuration of our pelvis gets shifted all around. And this helps to bring everything back into alignment. So just doing this for a few minutes each day will make a massive difference. If you've had any kind of accident where your sacroiliac joint has been affected, or you're getting, one hip is moving forward because of that, this really helps as well. And you can try moving the block around horizontal if this is too intense. It is stronger having the block vertical like this. Just relax. Okay, so let's just bend those knees. So remember, you can stay here for like 5 minutes if you like. We're just staying for a little while today, and just pressing through your feet to lift your buttocks, removing the block, and then gripping each side of the mat, and very gently just bringing your spine down one vertebrae at a time from the top all the way down to the pelvis. Now we've done some strong work here, so just rest here flat. Don't just pull your knees straight into your chest, and just gently moving from side to side, allowing the knees to flop over. You have the head going in the opposite direction of the knees. Just get a little movement through the neck and some pressure through the back of the skull. It helps to align the spine. Good, and keeping still, and then bringing the buttocks toward the heels, and this time interlacing the fingers around the knees, pulling the knees in, and just gently rocking from side to side. Good. All right, and then just holding the knees, and let's rolling forward and backward. See if you can touch your toes behind your head. It doesn't matter if you do or you don't. Beautiful. Excellent. Okay, now the third way that we're going to learn today, I'm going to show you how to use the blocks with the hands first of all, and then we will change the camera so I'm standing up. So, now, the blocks you can have in different ways. We'll show you today with the blocks standing up on their edge. So you have them as wide as your shoulders. So what I'll get you to do is just to sit on your heels. Now, if you can't sit on your heels, put a cushion there. Now, your hands are either going to be on the blocks like this, or like this, or like this, or you'll have no blocks. So that's the 4 different heights. And if you need extra height, then you put blocks underneath, as many as you need until you get the height that you desire. Okay, let's do the third way. Okay, so let's start with the right foot pointing forward and make that leg nice and strong, and then lengthen along the sole of the feet, separate the toes and replace them. And the left foot is behind you. Now there's a slight angle out with the foot, so the heel is in. And put your hands on your hips. Now straighten up the body and bring the right hip back and the left hip forward, so that your hips are now level, because we have a tendency to stand like this. So we really want to make sure we bring that right hip back. Excellent. All right. Now, different positions here for the arms. So you can interlace the fingers behind you. Or if you prefer, you could just cross the arms and hold the elbows. So just choose one of those, and let's lift the chest, bring the shoulders back, bring the dorsal spine in, inhale, and exhale, coming forward. So with control, take your time, bring the sternum forward. Excellent, stretching the arms out behind you. Now that you're parallel, bring your hands onto the blocks, so choosing one of those heights. So I've got the highest height here, and your wrists and elbows and shoulders should be in a line. And then just looking forward and bring the chest forward. So keep bringing the right hip back and the left hip forward. So you should feel something, well, it's going to vary on your body, of course. everyone's body's different, but I feel something at the top of the sit bone, particularly on the right side, coming down the leg. So it really works on the whole sciatic, works on the whole, on the hamstrings, and works on all those tendons and muscles along there. Good, so keep pressing through the blocks and bring the chest forward. And remember, you can change the block height, but what's important here is that you feel something and you try to keep your back parallel, flat rather, and your knees lifted and your chest forward. Good. Now, pressing the feet apart from each other and then bringing your hands to your waist and bringing yourself all the way back up with control. Nice. Let's change the feet. Great. So I've got my right foot slightly turned out and my left foot is straight ahead, so the inside of the right foot is going straight ahead, lifting the kneecaps. Okay, interlacing the fingers or folding the hands behind the back. So pulling in the belly, lifting the chest, bring the arms back. Good. And then inhale and exhale as you come forward. So sternum coming forward, knuckles coming straight behind you, or elbows if you're choosing the elbow or whatever. Bring your hands on your hips. Good. And then bringing your hands onto those blocks. So the blocks are framing the right foot. Remember, the hands are directly under the shoulders. So pressing down on those hands and bring the chest forward. So your feet are not moving, but just push them away like a dynamic movement. So this is the action that's going on, and lifting the kneecaps. And you bring the inner right groin up toward the sky and the outer right thigh toward the floor. And that left hip coming behind you, lower belly in, face looking at the floor, neck nice and long. Beautiful. So of course you can change the height, you can do whatever you want to here. You can even play with bringing the blocks forward, so just showing you other variations. So whatever is going to bring you the maximum benefit today, and then bring the hands back onto the hips with control. Like me. And coming all the way up. Good. Excellent. Thank you very much, beautiful people. That's all we have time for today. So I hope that this really helps you. Please remember to like and subscribe if you like it, and leave any comments. If there's anything you'd like me to particularly do or show you some exercises, then let me know. Namaste.